those imps, they're really doing it. They're out and about in the art market world. I don't know what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to, like, take shelter and find out a little bit more about what they're up to in the art market and the art world. Now, it's quite scary for me. It's just right scary. It's going absolutely mental out there. But what I've heard is, in the art market, it's going down. There's not enough actual sales. But the sales that are being made are making a fortune for certain individuals. Now we're going to look at this chart of exactly, God, they're all going down now. We'll be looking at exactly what the art market is and who the various people are in this little world. And it is a little world, but it's worth a lot of money to certain people. Yeah, again. Sorry, but we're going to have to cut this out. We're going to have to do the rest in some safe places. Okay, we're going back. Sorry.
Global art market is a phenomenon largely restricted to New York, London, and Hong Kong. But the consolidation doesn't end there. 43% of art dealers, nearly half, had fewer than 20 unique buyers in 2020. Their sale and buyer numbers can be as limited as those of realtors, which starts to make sense when comparing the sale prices of the two markets. Unsurprisingly, this means that power in the industry is extraordinarily concentrated too. One study found that 30% of solo exhibitions at museums in the US, considered the hallmark of success, featured artists represented by one of just 5 galleries. Once you move into the upper echelons of the industry, however, the concentration intensifies. During the study period, 11 out of 12 solo exhibitions at the Guggenheim, considered one of the world's preeminent art museums, presented artists represented by one of these same 5 galleries. So, to summarize, the key features of this market are that it is small and concentrated. Without knowing anything more, an economist could tell you that this is, theoretically, a market ripe for exploitation and corruption. But that's just theory.
Well, exactly what I was saying before, just reiterated and clarified. Now, got into our safe haven, thankfully. The imps are infiltrating the art market. And we don't know really what the art market is. I do. And that's why I think they were after me. Oh, God, I'm so thankful to be alive. So, what is the difference between the art market and the art world? The art market, like I said, is very, very finite. The art world, like any kind of world, it's really, really big. Who works and operates the actual art market is very, very important and is the elite, the rich. The rich are feeding the rich, and they're creating their own ecosystem, their own market that is ungoverned, that allows them to filtrate money in any way and everywhere without being governed. It's very, very different to a commodity market, which is governed. If you've got inside information on a commodity market, you have to, by law, divulge that. Not in the art market. There are no rules. So who are the main players? This is where it gets interesting. This is where the main players come into the forelight, the focus. And they might not like that. I'm not going to name names. What I am going to do is highlight that individuals within this finite area, this finite market, are able to manipulate it in any way they want to the detriment of creativity and art and what art brings to the social culture and the social climate. Obviously, we get into developments in art movements and such forth, and commercialization that keeps happening all the time because it comes down to the money. And we have to be very, very clear about that. You know, art is very therapeutic. And then some artists are doing it for that. Certain people I could name. Well, when we get into the chart, which I'm going to explain, you'll understand where the players actually fit in. So let me get... it keeps falling all over the place. Let me get my research out. So we start with the collectors, the elite, the rich. And obviously there's a very small number of these people. Examples being the Nomad brothers that collect artwork worth probably something like 3 billion. Mugrabi family, Philip Nikos probably got something like 2.2 billion. Now these are collectors, and you'll find out sometimes the reasons for being a collector actually goes into corruption. Spotlight on me. Sorry, said the wrong word. Corruption, fraud, tax evasion. Because these rich people can donate and get 30% off tax and things like that. But we'll find that out later on. More and more. Then you get what we call, or it's newly called, the incubators. Now, what is an incubator? Well, basically, these are rich people that invest their money in new up and coming talent, commission them to get work produced at very small minimal cost, do all the marketing, all the sales, because they've got the money to be able to do that, and then they pump it out and they get the profit. Now this was actually created by Charles Saatchi, and that's how you get the YBA, Young British Artists, of which his commissioned artists were such likes of Damien Hirst and Tracy Emin, and it was about the money. And that has actually moved on to a lot of other rich and influential people following on the same track and investing their money because they know that the market is worth X amount of billions, and if they start pushing in on it and it's tax free and it's not governed, hello. It's like some kind of tropical island that you get put onto. It's just, enjoy yourselves. And then you get what we call the art businessman. And this goes back to the incubators, because one of the art businessmen that is created has been a prodigy of, or a candidate of, the incubator system, being Damien Hirst. And these are businessmen. They create a brand, and infiltrate the art market like it's kind of, creating commercialization and this. Andy Warhol was equally like that. He deliberately mass-produced artwork and threw it out into the market, and people were snapping it up, snapping it up, snapping it up. And so these art businessmen, like I said, Jeff Koons, the inflatable bunny rabbit, that sold for 300 million. Yeah, most outrageous kind of artwork. These are businessmen. They create a brand, and then their artwork escalates because of their name, and that gets also down to signatures. And we will look at that later on because there's a lot of people that forge it, and it's going back to people like Darley as well. And then we move on to the other category, going down this chart that you're hopefully looking at. I'm not pointing fingers at each bit because this is filmed, whatever, independently. Galleries and fairs that you go to, that's where you're, as an artist, representing and putting forward your soul and whatever. But there are these people behind in the art market that are looking at it in a completely different way to what it is that you're looking at it. You're looking at it is in its creation and what trials and tribulations you went through to actually create that art. The hardness that you've gone through to actually promote it and put it out there to let people see. And then you get these money people that come in the background, and that's where it gets into the corruption of the art market. Auction houses fundamentally are at the bottom. In the middle, you've got, like I said, exhibitions, you've got galleries. We can go into galleries a lot more. I'll do another video of that. The galleries themselves are there to represent and protect the artists, but obviously for their gain. So they invest and they market, so they'll choose particular artists that they feel their artwork's going to make them more profit. They're going to get more sales. So sales and money is what it's all about, especially on the galleries. And the galleries will go to advisors, and advisors will say to the galleries, this is a new up-and-coming artist. He's starting to get attention. Probability is that his artwork will sell. Give it a test, pump it out into the market. They're on me again. Oh my God, David, what are you doing? You're telling the truth too much. Because it is all about money. So the galleries will look at the advisors, and then they will choose the artist and what artwork it is that they want to represent and what they want to invest in marketing. And they'll do solo shows, they'll do whatever it is to push that. And then as soon as that artist's work is starting to sell, that's when the problem starts happening, because it trickle feeds itself down to the actual artist, because the gallery will start putting pressure onto the artist to produce more, mass produce more of that particular artwork. Quite simply because they know that they can sell it. They've got a market that they can tap into because it's selling, and they want you to produce more. And then that stifles the creativity of the actual artist that initially created it for whatever reasons they actually had. If it was for money, then they're probably going, yeah, man, I'll bang it out. And that's what Andy Warhol was doing. He just basically bastardized art and just stuck it on a litho print. I've been to university and art college and that. Come on, I've been down the printing rooms. I know exactly how you screen print and putting the ink and squeezing it like that. And that's all he was doing. But what he was doing was printing money. And Mugabe buys all his artwork to increase its value in the market, commanding the price of every individual bit. Personally, if you got 800 Andy Warhols, I'll get a bit bored of that. But that's probably stored in the Freeport in Geneva, isn't it? And you'll know about that when you've watched all the other programmes. So we've got the auction houses, and then you've got, like I said, actually connected to that, is the private sales, the ones that you don't know about. And they're done pretty much to increase the market value of when it's going to be pumped out back into the market for other rich people to buy. The only people that actually have access to any of this wealth that they see within the art world are a very finite amount of people, and they're all rich. So it's the rich feeding the rich. The poor, only poor people will get reproduction prints of an original. I mean, personally, that kind of artwork, like the Banksys, I can walk down the road. In fact, I live in Cheltenham, and Banksy did the telephone box, you know, GCHQ being around the corner, listening in on you, and I went there because it's around the corner from where I live, and I took a photo of me in the telephone box coming out, like I'm on the phone, being listened into. So I've got my own photo of me inside a Banksy photo. So I don't need to buy a fake print or whatever, or even the original. I've seen it. I could have gone up and whatever. And it was on the side of a council house building. And then I don't know what they did later on, but that's just a Banksy kind of little story. So yeah, it all boils down to money. And the chart that I've put up here, I spent a lot of time putting the animations in it because I'm learning a lot from Canva on how to do these videos. Hopefully this one is a little bit more exciting for you guys, because it's me just testing out on all these lessons that I learn on YouTube, and the fact that I just take the time and effort to do it for you, and I hope you appreciate it, because I'm knackered. But Spotlight Lady, because they're finding me again. Oh my god. They'll just... Yeah, I can hear it. Sirens going. Right, I've got to go. I've got to go. I don't want them coming in here. Oh, it's yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Okay. Become a subscribee. Let me get out of this bunker and go investigate the world. Oh, it's out there for this girl and investigate Florence.
Y mi sento.
I hope you can help me.
E se io muoio da partigiano.
On the next
Bella
one.
ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao.
And I was going to put one there anyway, but she's going to buy it. So she's going to put one there. It's like, right, so are you going to buy it then? Or I'm just going to buy it and go, there you go. I won't one there anyway. Yeah.
And it has the price and most of the subscription has the price.
Le genti passeranno, oh bella ciao,